Why do mature, intelligent women overlook most men almost instantly? It is not a matter of age, wealth, or status. It is a fundamental law of human psychology that the ancient Stoic philosophers understood millennia ago, yet most modern men completely ignore. If you have ever felt a profound distance when trying to connect with a woman of true depth, you are likely playing the wrong game. By the time we reach the sixth principle of this video, you will see why the most commonly overlooked gesture of tenderness is actually the most psychologically powerful tool of connection. Most men go about seeking connection entirely the wrong way. They either come on too strong, driven by a quiet desperation that repels respect, or they hide behind a mask of indifference, hoping she will do the emotional heavy lifting. But a mature woman has lived long enough to develop a sharp intuition. She has seen the performance, heard the rehearsed lines, and watched countless men try to project an image of power they do not possess. She does not want a performer. She wants a presence. To bridge the gap between superficial interest and a deep, soul-stirring bond, you must change how you show up in her life. This requires shifting your focus from trying to control how she sees you to mastering how you govern yourself. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus famously taught that it is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. When applied to modern relationships, how you react to a mature woman's presence, her subtle boundaries, her emotional armor, and her life experiences determines everything. If you react with anxiety, she will retreat. If you react with a calm, grounded intention, she will feel safe enough to open her world to you. It is in this stillness that genuine connection begins. The first pillar of this approach is the clarity of your intention. A mature woman has no time for guessing games. She has already navigated the confusing waters of half-hearted partners and ambiguous situations. If you are drawn to her, you must let your intentions be known, not through aggressive pursuit, but through unshakable transparency. You must ask yourself honestly, what do you want? Do you genuinely appreciate her essence, or are you chasing a fleeting thrill? When you possess clear intent, you do not need to hide behind games. You speak with a gentle directness that commands respect. However, there is a crucial distinction between clarity and imposition. You must read the room. Before declaring your interest, pay attention to the subtle currents of her behavior. Is she leaning in? Is her eye contact lingering? Is there a warmth in her voice when she speaks to you? If the feedback is cold or distant, a Stoic man does not push forward. He steps back with grace, respecting both her autonomy and his own dignity. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote that the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. When your thoughts are colored by genuine, high-character intentions, your actions naturally reflect that purity. She will sense that you are not there to take from her, but to share something meaningful with her. This leads us to the second principle, which is the art of sincere appreciation. Flattery is cheap, and a woman of substance knows its cost. Most men offer superficial compliments that focus solely on the immediate, physical surface. While every woman enjoys feeling beautiful, a mature woman desires to be truly seen. If you want to touch her heart, your appreciation must go deeper. Compliment her wisdom, the elegant way she handles adversity, her intelligence, or the unique perspective she brings to a room. When you do appreciate her physical beauty, focus on the details that speak to her natural essence. Tell her how much you admire her smile, the warmth of her gaze, or the grace she carries herself with. Do not shy away from her age, embrace it. Let her know that her life experience has only heightened her allure, making her far more captivating than someone with less life written in their eyes. When you speak these words, speak them not to gain her favor, but because they are true. When she realizes that you value her maturity as an asset rather than a liability, her armor will begin to soften. She will begin to see you as a rare individual who knows how to treasure real gold instead of being distracted by cheap tinsel. Have you ever caught yourself holding back your true thoughts in a conversation, fearing you might say the wrong thing and lose someone's interest? This brings us to our third principle, the courage of authentic self-expression. Many men become timid around a mature woman. They walk on eggshells, filtering every word, hoping to present a flawless, sterile version of themselves. This is a quiet form of manipulation born from fear. A mature woman does not want a mirror that only reflects what she wants to hear. She wants a man with a mind of his own. The philosopher Seneca wrote that true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence on the future. When you express your thoughts, your desires, and your boundaries openly, you are practicing this Stoic truth. You are not anxiously clinging to her potential reaction. You are simply offering your authentic self to the present moment. Share your passions, your struggles, and your philosophies. If she is engaged and curious, let the dialogue flow. If she seems closed off, do not force it. True compatibility cannot be manufactured, and a Stoic accepts reality as it is, without resentment. To build a bridge that lasts, you must also master the foundation of absolute respect. This is our fourth principle, and it is entirely non-negotiable. Many mature women have spent years dealing with partners who took them for granted, minimized their career achievements, or treated them as convenient options. When you enter her life, your respect must be absolute and consistent. It must show in how you honor her time, how you speak to her when she is present, and how you speak of her when she is not. Respect is not submissiveness. It is the recognition of her equal sovereignty. When you treat her with this level of high character consideration, you stand out in a crowded world. This respect lays the groundwork for every deeper layer of intimacy. Without it, physical connection is merely a passing transaction. With it, intimacy becomes a sacred language of mutual trust and profound vulnerability. Our fifth principle requires you to accept her exactly as she is, without reservation. As women mature, they often develop a strong, nurturing instinct. They may offer advice, try to organize aspects of your life, or step into a caretaking role. A weak, insecure man often perceives this as an attack on his independence. He reacts with defensiveness, trying to push her away to prove his strength. A Stoic man, however, operates from a place of secure inner power. He understands that this nurturing drive is a gift, a sign of her investment and care. Instead of fighting it or taking it as a personal insult, accept it as a natural expression of her affection. Do not create unnecessary conflict over trivial details. If she wants to help, let her. When you show her that you can accept her care without feeling diminished, you create a space of deep peace. She will feel that she can finally let her guard down, knowing that her natural way of loving is welcomed, not criticized. If you have made it this far, what comes next is the part almost nobody gets right. Everything before this was preparation. This is where the emotional dynamic truly changes. Our sixth principle is the art of nurturing her inner child. No matter how strong, independent, or successful a mature woman appears to the world, she still carries a need to feel protected, cherished, and cared for. To survive in a demanding world, she has likely had to adopt a highly capable, resilient exterior. If you treat her only as the strong, independent woman she is, you miss the deeper chambers of her heart. Do not treat her like a maternal figure who has everything figured out. Treat her with the same tenderness, gentleness, and protective care you would offer to someone incredibly precious. Show an active interest in her well-being. Ask if she has eaten, bring her a warm drink without being asked, or handle a stressful task for her before she has to worry about it. Wrap her in your arms and let her feel, even if just for a moment, that she does not have to carry the weight of the world on her shoulders. This gentle care is incredibly powerful. It allows her to step out of her hypervigilant mind and rest in her feminine essence. This is how you make her feel young, vibrant, and deeply loved. This brings us to the seventh principle, one of the most difficult skills for the modern mind to master: the power of deep, silent listening. Epictetus once reminded us that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we may listen twice as much as we speak. When a woman of depth speaks to you, she is not just sharing words, she is sharing her internal landscape. Most men do not listen to understand, they listen to reply. They wait for their turn to speak, to offer solutions, or to display their own intellect. If she is sharing her thoughts, her worries, or her day with you, quiet your mind. Listen to the subtext of her words. Do not interrupt to correct her or to assert your opinion. When she is finished, and only if she asks, offer your perspective from a place of support, standing firmly by her side. When she realizes that your presence is a safe harbor where she can speak without being judged, analyzed, or dismissed, she will trust you with her deepest secrets. Our 8th principle is to cultivate a warm, light-hearted disposition. Life is full of friction, and a man who is easily irritated, angry, or defensive is a tiring companion. A Stoic recognizes that minor inconveniences are not worthy of our peace of mind. When you are with her, let your default state be one of warmth and ease. Smile. Bring humor into the space you share. If she does something that bothers you, do not react with coldness or passive-aggressive silence. Instead, address it with a smile, framing it gently, or turning it into a light-hearted moment of connection. When you show her that you can handle life's minor frustrations with a calm, smiling poise, she will feel a profound sense of comfort in your presence. She will know that your emotional state is not fragile and that you are a source of stability, not another storm she has to manage. Finally, we reach the 9th principle, offering the absolute best of yourself, both in spirit and in vitality. A Stoic does not settle for mediocrity. If you want to invite a high-quality woman into your life, you must be a man of high quality yourself. This means taking care of your physical body, your mind, and your life's purpose. Generosity is not about grand, expensive gestures. It is about the thought behind them. A single flower given with genuine presence, a small treat she loves, or a thoughtful note can mean far more than lavish gifts. And when it comes to physical intimacy, bring your full presence to the moment. Real physical connection is not a performance. It is a profound exchange of energy. It requires you to be entirely focused on her pleasure, her comfort, and her satisfaction. If you are struggling with vitality or health, do not ignore it. Take care of your well-being as a matter of self-respect and respect for her. When you give her the absolute best of your energy, your focus, and your strength, you create moments that are unforgettable. Marcus Aurelius wrote that you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. When you realize that you have the power to master your own character, to show up with respect, clarity, and deep presence, you stop being anxious. You stop playing games. You become the grounded, sovereign man that a mature woman can truly trust. If you found value in this reflection, take a moment to subscribe, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever experienced the depth of a connection with a mature woman? How did it change your perspective? Let us continue this journey of self-mastery together. Until next time, stay present, stay respectful, and keep building a mind of steel.